Live from Studio A, this is WTAP News at 6.
A woman is charged with misdemeanor child abuse for what reportedly happened at the Williamstown pool last week. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. Our top story tonight, we reported last week a daycare worker quit her job after a viral video allegedly showed her mishandling a young girl at the Williamstown pool. The woman is now facing criminal charges. Williamstown police say they have an arrest warrant charging her with misdemeanor child abuse creating risk of injury. She hasn't been publicly identified by police, but is expected to turn herself in next Monday. What we do know about her is that she's 23 years old and that she worked for the Eli Chapman Education Foundation when this reportedly happened between her and a 4-year-old girl. The foundation says she resigned, but says she's been cooperating with the investigation. The Facebook video that went viral reportedly shows her being physical with a young girl in the grass next to the pool. Turning to the weather now, a hot summer day. Meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with the first look at your forecast. Kirk.
Yeah, you've got it. At various times it's just felt oppressive today, and then later on it has backed off just a little bit, but it's very much a warm, humid day in July. When we take a look at our current situation outside, beautiful view of the river, hardly a ripple on it at this point. The Jan Dills Marietta Skycam on top of the Lafayette Hotel says we're at 87. It feels like 96 according to the calculations. The winds out of the south 6 or 7 miles per hour, and the barometer 29.98 inches and falling just slightly. Here's part of the reason why those values have been bouncing up and down. Look at the lines of the various showers that have swept through our viewing area, and now the latest one coming across Ohio seems to be dying out just as it gets to the Ohio River. So will that make it into West Virginia? Well, that remains to be seen. Scattered showers for this evening. At 8 o'clock, we expect to be cloudy and still warm at 81. At 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, we start out at 73, cloudy with scattered storms through noontime, but then we start to get some cooler, drier air. That's what's fueling those storms Tuesday morning as that cold front comes through with some lower dew points. So 84 by 5 o'clock and partly sunny and warm, still warm conditions, but it will just feel a whole lot better. Now we'll talk more about this forecast when I return in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. Deputies released the name of the man hit and killed Saturday by a semi on Interstate 77. Deputies had been asking for the public's help to identify him. The Wood County Sheriff's Office has since learned his name was Michael Parker. He was 48 years old and from Parkersburg. Deputies say it happened about 4:45 a.m. Saturday, just north of the Route 50 interchange. Deputies say the driver of the truck was not at fault. The investigation is ongoing. A baby is dead after she was found inside a hot car over the weekend in Ohio. The 6-month-old was found at Ray Milbert Park in Medina Saturday afternoon. Police say she had been left inside the vehicle for nearly 3 hours, with temperatures reaching 90 degrees outside. She was transported to Medina Hospital, but later died. It's unclear how the child was left in the car. Family members have talked with police, but so far no charges have been filed. The Medina's Sheriff's Office is investigating. Ohio Governor John Kasich will be in southeastern Ohio tomorrow. He'll be at Miners Memorial in McConnellsville about 12:30 in the afternoon. He's dedicating a new state park and wildlife area named for Olympic great Jesse Owens. The Republican announced the creation of the park earlier this year in his final State of the State speech. The land is in parts of Guernsey, Morgan, Muskingum, and Noble counties. Before coming to McConnellsville, Kasich will start off tomorrow with a dedication ceremony at Jesse Owens Memorial Stadium at Ohio State University. A big celebration today at the West Virginia Lottery office in Charleston. A Kanawha County couple collects a $2 million Powerball payday. Robert and Mary Thomas are West Virginia's newest millionaires. Their winning ticket matched 5 of 6 numbers in last Wednesday's drawing. They say they've had some health issues, so they'll use the money to pay bills. There was no jackpot winner Wednesday or Saturday. The Powerball jackpot is now at $110 million. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is at $375 million. A Pleasants County woman turns 105 years old today. Her name is Goldie Lamp. She was raised in Pleasants County and has lived there her entire life. She's a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and a great-great-grandmother. The Pleasants County community has sent her cards, flowers, gifts, and well wishes. Unfortunately, she's spending most of her birthday in the hospital, but her family says she's doing well and is hopefully going home tonight.
There's people wishing her happy birthday all over the country. It's amazing how many people have come out of the woodwork just telling me stories and telling her happy birthday and wishing her well. Goldie's been here all of her life. Everybody knows her. If growing up, people would tell me that she was one of those people that if you needed something, she was there to help. And that's the way the residents here in Pleasants County are.
Murray posted on Facebook asking for cards for Goldie's big day and says she never expected this kind of response. Those close with Goldie say she's always baking, smiling, and lending a hand. Happy birthday, Goldie. Summer means lots of fairs and festivals. This year's West Virginia Interstate Fair and Exposition is almost ready to start. Workers were busy this afternoon setting up the carnival rides and concession stands for this year's fair. It opens tomorrow at the 4-H campgrounds near Mineral Wells. One of the organizers says preparing for the fair is a long process.
There's 4-H kids that have put a whole year of getting animals ready to be down here for this livestock sale and stuff. There's just a ton of work that goes into this, and it's not just by the 31 Fair Board members. The community really does a lot to help put this on. The fire departments, the sheriff's department, they're out here all week.
This year's events include the return of a demolition derby, something the fair hasn't had for a few years. And there will be special days for youngsters, seniors, and veterans. You can see the complete schedule by going to WTAP.com. A group of volunteers is in its second week of a makeover as they work on the inside of Belpre High School. This spring, the Belpre Board of Education gave a group led by local resident Susie Bell the go-ahead for the repainting. They're working on the school's lockers, hallways, classrooms, and restrooms. While it's being done in a new color scheme, it remains the school's official colors. It's the first time in 30 years the school has had a new coat of paint.
We do some painting every year. There's not been a major paint job done in a while. But maintaining old buildings is always a challenge, and a fresh coat of paint often makes that challenge a little easier.
In addition to the volunteers, much of the supplies are donated. Sherwin-Williams, for instance, donated all of the paint for the project. Superintendent Dunn estimates the work would have cost several $1,000s had the school system financed it. A boys club in the area is opening a thrift store in Marietta to help raise money for its programs. The Ohio Wilderness Boys Camp helps troubled boys through 6-week sessions of camp outdoors in Noble and Monroe counties. The goal of the camp is to help the boys learn to problem solve. Their ages range from 9 to 15. The director says most boys' parents can't afford the camp's tuition, so the thrift store will help them raise funds for those families.
Our program is an old-fashioned program. It was actually developed back in the 40s, and presently there are 8 camps in the eastern U.S. that use the Lockmiller model, is what we call it. Campbell Lockmiller was the founder. We're also a private school at the same time.
They hope to have the thrift store open by this fall. The Major League Baseball Home Run Derby will be tonight at Washington Nationals Park. That isn't the only All-Star Week event going on in Washington, D.C. The Geico All-Star Fan Fest at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center continued Monday and gave baseball fans the experience of a lifetime. The MLB considers Fan Fest to be the largest interactive baseball theme park in the world. Fans from all over the country travel to see it.
This is Fan Fest. It's very fun, very exciting. One of the things that I think is really unique about it is, unlike when you go to Nats Park and it's all Nats fans, meeting fans from other teams throughout the country who come and experience the same thing that you're experiencing.
Fan Fest wraps up tomorrow before the All-Star Game. We'll have more about it tomorrow night on our sister station, WOVA, which is Fox Parkersburg. Still ahead, Washington responds to President Trump's summit with Russia's Vladimir Putin. Get the details next at 6.